like about biking and painting is that it's you and your own strength. It's you and how far you're willing to go. When you're riding your bike and you can hear all the sounds being mixed together. You can feel that wind. When you're pedaling, you're getting those gears to go. It's just how when you're dipping the brush, you're getting your whole imagination to run wild into that campus. I love the idea of an empty canvas. It has no value, it's pointless, it has no meaning to it. Until one can turn it into a masterpiece. One can turn it into something that we can all admire, that we can all see, we can all share together. Everybody in my neighborhood, they're all satisfied with where they're living. Seeing that makes me hungry to become better as a person and as a painter. I just want to paint a colorful picture. I want people to see how colorful my world is here, instead of the world that's out there. My motivation in all of this has been, it's been my past. Growing up, I come from a family who were not the wealthiest, who were obviously not even middle class, I had a father who was an alcoholic, and he abused my family, who just was never there for me. He always abused my mother. He always hit my older brother too, and he never laid a hand on me, but I would always see it, and I would escape all that stuff. I remember him coming home drunk after work, and I would run immediately underneath my bed, and I would draw comic books. I would draw Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. What I would do, I'd make comic book strips, and he would be the villain, the person they were capturing, and Spider-Man would come and rescue me and take my family with us. That's really how I learned how to draw, I learned how to draw through all that negativity. I remember this one night, we had kicked my father out, and he came in, and what he did was, I remember being really dark and really quiet, but I heard this noise in the bathroom, and my mother did also, so we both got up, and we quietly walked towards, wherever that sound was, and I remember seeing these red bloodshot eyes, and I didn't know who it was. I just knew it was a figure, and my mother turns the lights on. That was my father. He had two knives, and I was rushing towards my mother. I hit my father as hard as I could, and I knocked him out. The knives fell out of his hands, and I remember telling him that he's no longer allowed here at our house, and that we're going to be living a better life than when he was there. After that happened, we ended up going to a shelter for abused mothers and abused children. And in there, I had a counselor, and she was the first person to give me my first set of art supplies. She was the first person to see that I was drawing what I was seeing. And even to this day, I still do those stuff, but I was using it to cope. I remember for a while, I was living in a house where religion was a huge thing. It was important, but I never really understood it. I never really got it. I got to a point in my life where everything just seemed really tough, because there was this time, my friends, they were having this youth group at school, and every time I would hear them so happy about it, and I wanted to be happy like them too. I asked, why are you guys so happy? And they say, I got Jesus. I came across, people from Art Love Magic, this organization that they do art shows. So that was really my first major show, and I started selling, and I started seeing how happy it made people, and I started going to church more, and really actually listening, like not just going to church, but actually listening. I just realized, it hit me. It's like, whoa, this is a guy who died on the cross for me, a sinner, just some little punk kid. Every time I'm painting, every time, I get to help the community, every time I get to do what I do, it's for him and through him. I've developed a style that I'm so glad that people can see it. I never really quite finished it, or it'll look complete, but I do it to a point where even my brush strokes aren't full. They're not blended well, because I want to show that not everything in life is perfect. At the end of the day, I'm coming home to a small house, something that's not perfect, but I don't let that affect me, and I show that through my paintings. Everything I'm doing right now, it's let me know that I'm in this world for a reason, and it's what keeps me going. My dreams, I know they're reachable, and I'm never going to give up. I'm going to go, and I'm going to accomplish my dreams, and through them, through my blessings, bless others. I'm just never going to quit.